Spiritual teaching is a reflection of the heart's knowing. The spiritual teaching that you seek out or are drawn to or align yourself with is in no way coincidental. That spiritual teaching is a direct reflection of your heart and the depth of heart wisdom that occupies your heart and is contained within your heart. In the same way, a spiritual teacher is a reflection of yourself. And what we notice today perhaps is that there is a direct reflection of cult celebrity personality and a certain status of spiritual teachers and teaching which reflects the psychological makeup of human beings in the modern times. It has always been thus. Those people who sought teachers and teachings themselves reflected their inner conditions in the kinds of spiritual teachings and teachers who they were drawn to, who they saw before them. Now, in the 21st century, the confusion is clarified partly through the development of psychological understanding and partly through the development of spiritual understanding, that there is a kind of schism that perhaps was there before, but perhaps we as humanity and the collective of human beings were not able or ready or evolved sufficiently psychologically or spiritually to address, to reach, to be able to use. And that is that psychology is not spirituality. Psychology stands for the separate human being and his or her evolution over a lifetime. Now, that evolution, of course, begins at birth in the natal experience and is developed through early childhood, later childhood, through adolescence, and into what we think of as adult years or adult psychological state. But in actual fact, human beings are tending towards the child ego state, which is based in survival strategies, and as such it relates to the lower energy system and it's as far away as can be from the spiritual center. That, it was my insight and my deep understanding, should be healed, because spiritual teachers for thousands of years have been talking as if the ego is already transcended, or rather as if the spiritual condition would somehow reflect divesting oneself of the ego as a presumption. Well, perhaps we don't know if it happened in antiquity, but I think we can see that it doesn't happen currently. It doesn't happen currently because we cling to separateness, we cling to personal agency, the outcome of our actions, and we cling to our attachments to the lower animalistic survival, belonging, realms of human activity. Spirituality is nothing to do with these things. Spirituality is about higher reason, about impersonal love, about compassion, about unity, and many other things which we can discuss and ask questions about over time, and surely already do. But the essential insight that I'd like to share just now is psychology isn't spirituality, and therefore we address psychology at the Centre for Human Awakening separately and in a preparatory way for spiritual practice and spiritual discipline. We consider the healing of the personality and the character and the transformation of the human being into a balanced, equanimous state that requires integration and stabilization in the second stage of awakening, which is the flowering of the human heart, prior to spiritual endeavor. Prior in the sense that it underpins, if you have a spiritual leaning, spiritual tendency, then start with your psychology. Start with clearing the room. Start with emptying the vessel. This way, through a period of psychological and then spiritual preparation, you will enter, if you have the potential and the capacity, into the spiritual life.